Wow, what a beautiful morning it is today. Hello, world. Yeah, don't we just love that sun? Absolutely divine. We're here in the beautiful mountains of Mijas Pueblo in the academy, and as per usual, there's always a pattern of messages coming in at certain times, many messages, and then the final message just comes to me and I think, okay, I've had this question put to me now so many times in the past week, it's time that I make a video with regards to this particular subject. I have in the past explained, but in only a very short, brief, detailed understanding of why Moldavite changes its shape, colour, and within the Moldavite you can actually see the movement at times if you're very careful and you take notice of it. So let's go through that, shall we? Let's go through the process of, let's get comfortable here. Okay, so the sun's not always on my face. Okay. Okay, I need a shave. Okay, I'm just working on a group of Moldavites now to go on the website shortly, but I'm wearing one Moldavite that I've taken notice of over the past months, probably 7 months now, that I've worn it, and it's been kind of like an experiment. And I like to do these things because I think it's important. And then I can explain to you in full detail, as well as putting it as a chapter in The Power of Moldavite, which is coming out soon. So I'm actually also going to show you a piece which is basically, I've shown a few people this on social media. It's a piece that most people would only dream of, and because I've been in this field of work of Moldavite for 16 years now, and I got to a stage where I've created a company that is growing, that I was able to invest, because it's an investment without a doubt, invest in a piece of Moldavite, which is it's classed as a museum piece. Most Moldavite dealers would absolutely go crazy for a piece like this, and anybody who is a digger of Moldavite, it would be like finding I don't know, the chalice, the lost dagger of a Janti. I don't know, but it is a beautiful piece, and I take this piece out regular to just check it to see what's happening with this piece. So putting the 16 years together of working with Moldavite daily on clients, and watching pieces change and transform, I'm going to try and explain to you certain reasons. There isn't an A, B reason. There isn't a yes, no reason. There's different forms. There's many different reasons why Moldavite changes its structure. So I'm going to try and go through these things with you, okay? Well, first of all, Moldavite apparently landed here. Who knows? We only have the understanding of meteorologists and the science behind it. That doesn't really bother me at all. It's not that important. But they say it landed 14, 15 million. Who cares how many million years? We're just being blessed with a beautiful piece of another world's energy, another planet's energy, another earthly energy that came to us to help us to raise the vibration in a certain place, which, surprise, surprise, we all know now is Germany. And funnily enough, we all know what happened in Germany many years ago, and it's definitely there to bring balance. And also, as I say to people, crystals, wherever they're grown, wherever they're born under the ground, they are there to help that particular area with the souls living there, with what happens from day to day, with everything that is within the energy of the planet. So we can take these beautiful crystals, minerals, and moldavites, tektites, because they've been gifted to us at certain parts of the world, and we can actually work with them and whatever the memory of that crystal is, where it's been grown from, always has that very powerful and unique energy to heal us in a certain way. Okay, so we have to figure out the crystal from India. Why is that crystal in India? What the area that crystal is in? What is happening in that area, and what needs to be healed in that area? Same with Brazil, same with America, all of these places. That's my take on why crystals are in certain places, okay? And of course, crystals give amazing energy of healing out because of its vibration, of its healing properties. Now, a crystal, when it's in the ground and it grows from Mother Nature, many people have asked me, why is my crystal changing form? Why does it change form? And it's a great question, and I believe wholeheartedly now, after these years of working with crystals, that crystals are still alive. They don't die when they come out of their mother stone. They're still alive, they're still growing, it can take a long time for a crystal to grow, many hundreds and thousands of years, but crystals are still, if you keep them right, look after them, they will grow and they keep changing the formation. Now, moving forward from that, we're going to go to this crystal here, which is Moldavite. Okay, so this Moldavite, when I first got this Moldavite, had, and it's hard for you to see, but it had here, inside here, a black cloud. And that black cloud was quite distinct when I looked at it. And I thought, okay, I'm going to work with this and see what happens over time. And over time, the months that I worked with it, put it on, took it off, put it on, I always worked with it in a shaded place. So there's no light involved whatsoever, because I'll explain why. As I worked with it and held it in my hand and worked with the energy and tried to feel what was going on and how it was healing me and helping me, I would then take a look at it for a few minutes under the microscope and look at it with a UV and take notice of it and then put it back. And then maybe a week later take it back out of its cabinet where it's in no direct sunlight. And after so long, I saw the change, the transformation. What that, and I'd done this for many, many years, wanting to understand it, but this was a particular thin one. It's called a slice, it's very thin. So it's easier to see the transformation of this crystal. Now, I wanted to understand why this crystal was changing its format of colour. So within the crystal when I first bought it was a very beautiful but not too heavy cloud in the centre of it. So there was a cloud right here. And that cloud now has disappeared. So working with the crystal and putting it back into a dark place tells me clearly that the crystal hasn't transformed because of the sun's ray, which any scientist or anybody with a brain would think, that's probably because it's been in the sun. So that dispels that notion completely. So the other, only other conclusion we can come to is one, that the crystal is alive, but it's different from a crystal that we would know, because this was a meteorite. It came from out of space, and as it came into the atmosphere, the heat turned it into glass. So it's not a natural formation from Mother Nature's earth with the right temperature, with the right moisture, with the right water, with the right conditions to create a natural formed crystal. This is different. So we realize that a natural formed crystal could be very easily interpreted by any scientist of Well, if it is alive and it's still growing, then maybe the transformation is because of nature and its growth. Whereas this is different. There is something unique about Moldavite because, in theory, it was another planet, another star, whatever you want to... It's in my book what I believe this is and where it came from. But as it came into our Earth's atmosphere, it became a piece of glass. That's how we would see it. But it's far more than that. So what I believe, after 16 years of working with this, is that it isn't a meteorite as such that just stays in its form. It's some very unique divine crystal that has come from somewhere very special. And whatever that planet was, it was so divine and so powerful that the memory of the planet is still within, the energy is still within this crystal, Moldavite. And therefore, my belief of Moldavite is this. There is something so unique about Moldavite, and that it has an energy beyond our understanding. It vibrates in a completely different way than anything in this world. It gives us understanding, if we're able to sit and really work with it, a different dimension than what we're used to. Moldavite makes us feel very different. It can change our whole energy and we can react in very different ways. There are moments when a Moldavite is in a client's hand and I've put it into their hand, and a Moldavite is cracked or broken instantly, smashed, shattered. A Moldavite that I have seen working on a client when that client is at that given moment going through the most horrific challenge. The energy and the transformation of a Moldavite after that 1 hour healing session is beyond my understanding completely. I have seen transformation of Moldavite on people after a week, a month, a year to be so subtle, and yet at times within 1 hour to be so transparent you can see the change in that crystal. The formation of a Moldavite after working with that particular piece on different clients can be one of many things. One of the things that I see is a very subtle change in colour. Okay, now I've actually explained to you that the colour transformation isn't because of the sun, because this one has changed colour from it being a very dense cloud in the center of this beautiful piece of Moldavite to now very clear. And I've seen these changes over the years and it's fascinated me, absolutely. And to a degree I have become a scientist because I'm monitoring, watching and seeing my Moldavite collection change. I often take my Moldavites out and look at them and hold them and put energy back into them. So that's one thing. There is another thing which is going to kind of throw you all, but I believe that Moldavite changes shape, not always to a degree that it becomes round after it looking at the oblong. No, I mean change shape from its formation of different anomalies and the way it's structured, but not on the actual crack itself, but within the Moldavite. So when you look at it from the side, you look at it and think, wow, you can see a new texture, a new formation changing. So you may have tram lines in it. And then all of a sudden, them tram lines change to more of a very soft surface. And then you might have a very unusual structure in there. And all of a sudden, that structure changes formation. So it's on a subtle level, but you scratch your head, you're thinking, my moldavite looks different than what it did do. And I believe it's because of your shift of energy too. Not always on a painful level, but on a level of how you are changing in your body energy. So the question would be, is the moldavite changing because of your change of energy? Or is the moldavite changing you so your energy shifts and changes? And that's one question I really struggle with. And I kind of sit on the fence on that and say it could be either or. I can't say for sure. You might know better than me. You might say, well, actually, Mike, I put my moldavite away, and one day I just had a shift of energy. I took the moldavite out, wore it, and then this happened. So I'd say, okay, well, that must be then that your energy shifted and the moldavite came onto you. And then all of a sudden, it then worked with you and changed its form, its colour, its vibration to fit with you. We could argue the point as well that if you had that crystal, bought that crystal already, could the moldavite have been working in your home and blasting you with an energy to change your formation from the moment that you purchased the moldavite? I have had hundreds, if not thousands of emails of people saying to me, Mark, this is going to sound bizarre. No, it's not. It's not going to sound bizarre with moldavite. It's going to sound very normal. Okay, so soon as I went onto your website, or soon as I found a moldavite which I found was genuine, before it even came to me, and soon as I saw it and bought that moldavite, I could feel a change in my energy. And that's why I say to you, I believe moldavite has a very unique energy, that it's such a powerful crystal that it even knows when it calls you. And soon as it calls you, the work begins. It's starting to connect to your vibration, to your higher power, your intuition, your telepathy. You are connecting with that moldavite instantly, and the moldavite begins its work. Now, most people would have probably switched off by now because they think we're crazy. But I know for a fact that over the centuries, millennia, that crystals have lost the true meaning. We have lost the true meaning of crystals. And researching and knowing myself that crystals hold memory, it was given to me a long time ago, and I watched a program about skulls. And I'm not into skulls, but apparently there are some skulls, crystal skulls in this world. And what was really fascinating when I watched the documentary a long time ago and made sense because of working with crystals, I'm like, oh my God, this is why I work with crystals and put memory into them. Apparently, a long time ago, these crystals were made as memory crystals. So the elder of the crystals, or the healer, or whatever you want to call them, would hold the crystal, put the memory of what they wanted into that crystal, and then this crystal would be taken around the world for the other elder who worked with crystals and held that crystal and could feel the energy and the memory to be able to know what that message was within the crystal. Apparently, they were only given that gift in the crystal for another, I don't know, the person who works with the crystal. I guess they were prophets or seers who were able to understand what that message was. And I believe not many people had that gift. This is what my understanding of it was then. But my feeling is that we all have the gift of understanding crystals and their memory. And if you're in that field of work, if you understand that field of work and you're able to put good energy, healing energy into a crystal, all you need to do is give it to somebody else and they will feel it. They may not understand it and they may not be able to tell you what it is, but let me tell you, when I finish working on a crystal after, say, 30 hours or 100 hours, and then place it onto somebody's neck as a gift from my website, their life changes. They will say, I don't know why, but I feel better, or I don't know why, but this has happened. And I'll smile and I know exactly why it happened. And I've got records and records of this happening to many people. In fact, I'm writing a book about how putting a certain energy, a certain healing ability into the crystal and giving it to a client, their life changed and helped them in that certain direction. So we come to the point now that we realize that crystals are incredible. They vibrate differently from a rock, which is a very solid, and water, which is very fluid. They're in between. And there's something unique about crystals, but let me tell you something. Having worked with thousands upon thousands of crystals, I believe that Moldavite is the most interesting crystal out of this world, crystal in this world. Whether you choose to mindset that it's not a crystal or not, you can't deny the fact that this very special, unique meteorite is one of the most unusual and baffling crystals in this world. I have seen this crystal transform me in literally hundreds of different ways. I have seen this crystal transform people in thousands of different ways. I have seen the reactions in people that have blown me away, and how this crystal has transformed itself, not only on a physical level, but on an emotional level, to be able to help people in their journey of life, on their journey of life, through their journey of life. Moldavite is, for me, the most fascinating crystal, and I have yet to break through from the understanding of Moldavite. I am still maybe 0.1% of the understanding of Moldavite. I am nowhere near understanding the power of Moldavite, but I am certainly on a beautiful path towards the growth, the understanding, and the experience of Moldavite. So I hope that made some sense to you. I just want to show you again my most precious piece of Moldavite. You were maybe thinking about buying a car this year, a new car, or maybe 2 new cars this year. I chose to buy a piece of Moldavite instead of buying 2 cars. It is the most precious piece of Moldavite I've ever had in my life, and probably ever will have in my life. And here it is. It is the most beautiful piece of Moldavite, and only your eyes can really truly see it, because when you look on through this screen, you do not see what I see. What I see is something so incredibly unique. It really is incredible. Again, it's very, very, very difficult for me to show you how beautiful this crystal is. It really is a challenge for me to take you somewhere with this camera, but let me try, shall I? Let's see if we can go somewhere with this. I don't want to drop it. Let me keep turning. If you can see it, you can see straight through that. The bottom section is slightly darker because it's a lot thicker, so you see the cloud inside. But if you look at it, it's kind of translucent with cloud formations inside. This crystal is known as a hedgehog. It's the fire of Bohemia. That's what it's called. It's actually got a name. They call it the flame of Bohemia, the fire of Bohemia. It should be in a glass case, and it should be in a museum. Just be very careful with it. Okay guys, I wanted to show you that. I'm going to just put this away now, gently, out of the way. Get you back in here. Let's sit you back in on the stand. There you go. Okay, so I hope I've answered your message to a few of you who have been sending me the messages about why is my Moldavite changing. I hope I've answered it. There are many, many other reasons, guys. Many. I could probably do a workshop for maybe a couple of days just in the understanding of why I have seen the change of Moldavite, the unusual behavior of Moldavite. But I hope that this little short half-hour workshop on why Moldavite is so amazing and how powerful it is. But I want to leave you on just one note, one simple note. When you actually truly hold a genuine piece of Moldavite in your hand, it is the most amazing transformation for our soul, spirit, and higher psychic ability. And it can be instant. It can be literally seconds where you're blown away. You can literally buy a piece of Moldavite online and it can connect to you instantly without you even touching it. There are moments in many people's lives when we go through challenges and tests where we're feeling very bad, very down. The Moldavite can, once in your hand, can change you either instantly or it can be working on your blocks, on the wall that you surround yourself with. So it may take a little bit of time to break through the wall. I could literally show you, probably I've got I'm over 6,000 messages on my Love and Light. It's basically Love and Light is a folder, and anybody who sends me a message, when I think it's relevant, I put it under Love and Light. And one of the things that many people have sent, which is a very important thing to know about Moldavite, is there's a pattern where people say, I never felt anything, but all of a sudden, after a week, a month, 6 months, a year, oh my God, I can't believe now I've put it on how I feel. And I say yes, because there's a common pattern to Moldavite working instantly. And sometimes it can take time to break through the walls of your suffering. And I believe it's not just the suffering of this lifetime, but many lifetimes. It has the ability to clear or to change or I think it's more to clear, to blast away the memory of the past, to blast away from even in your DNA, from your whole life force, your everything, your being, your spirit, to clear and heal away past trauma, past issues, all the guilt, all the sadness, all the pain and suffering that you've been through, to eventually you start feeling this amazing feeling, which is the reason why Moldavite is with you. And that's why you're probably watching this now and you may have bought a piece of Moldavite and thought, wow. And always remember, just because I'm showing you a piece of Moldavite, that's taken me kind of 16 years to get to that piece, right? And a long time saving, and also because my business is growing, that I'm able to afford it. I don't want a fancy car. I want a piece of Moldavite. Why? Because that's my life. Moldavite is my life. You know, people talk about being Moldavite experts. You know what? I'm not an expert. I've never claimed to be one. What I am, though, is a lover of Moldavite. I love Moldavite. I love the experience of it. I love to know your experience of it. I get more kicks out of knowing what you've been through, and I write it down because and that's why I'm writing a book, to share this experience with you, the power of Moldavite. I have a little piece here that I've been working with, okay? It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And what it does to my third eye in my head, I've got it in my finger now. It's tingling like crazy. The top of my head is like, it's almost like I want to scratch it. It's tingling so much. And this is why I send these pieces out to you, because they work. You put them in your finger and like now all my face is becoming tingly. It's amazing. What's it doing? It doesn't matter. Enjoy it, feel it, and then close your eyes and relax and let the messages come through. Let those feelings come through. And then all of a sudden, you become your own teacher with Moldavite. Moldavite speaks to you. It really speaks to you. And it heals you at the same time. I could talk about Moldavite on videos for possibly a year and still not touch the surface. I couldn't scratch the surface of how powerful Moldavite is. It blows me away every day. I love it with all my heart, and I am just a Moldavite lover. I am not an expert. There are people out there who study Moldavite, who look at the structure of them and all of that. That's not me. I'm a healer who works with it and knows that, oh my God, it works amazing. So my right eye is killing now, really hurting, which I know now it's hurting because it's fixing the structure of my eye's weakness. And you're thinking there's something wrong with it because it's hurting you. It doesn't hurt you, it's healing you. But you have to go through the pain to start with for it to disappear, because it's working on that issue. So you see my love for Moldavite. I love it. I love it. You probably go and buy a car. You'd probably go and buy a brand new car. I don't care for a brand new car. I care for this amazing piece. I get more enjoyment out of feeling this piece and meditating with it than any car, than any handbag, Gucci handbag or holiday. So that's it, guys. Love you with all my heart. I hope this video serves you well. As you all know, there are a bunch of little tiny Moldavite slices in here. And today I'm feeling extra happy. So I'm going to gift 10 of these out today. If you've ever had a Moldavite before from me gifted to you, if you have a Moldavite and you think maybe it's fake, then yes, just put the word, I would love a piece of Moldavite, Mark, okay? If you have a genuine piece of Moldavite, please guys, step out of the way and let somebody who can't afford a piece of Moldavite, let them have one today. So, please let somebody else have it, say, okay? Be kind. And I'm going to ship 10 of these out on Tuesday. Monday is holiday here in Spain, but Tuesday I'll ship them out with love. And they come with a lovely message card too, okay? So there you can see it in there. I think you can see the Moldavite in there. I'm going to show you. This is what it comes to you like. All the Moldavites are different, guys, okay? I've worked with every single one of them by hand. Oh, look at that beauty! Lovely slice. So they come to you like that with a lovely card inside and your message. I never ever look at the cards. All I do is pick them straight out and put them into an envelope and ship them to you. That's it, guys. Have a lovely day. I hope I've done a good enough job for you today. I'm sure I haven't explained fully everything that I could have explained, but I did my best today, and there's always another day. Thank you for coming to Mark Bajerski Crystals channel, and thank you for helping it grow. Thank you for subscribing to Mark Bajerski YouTube's channel. We're growing now. I think we're up to nearly 2,000 subscribers. That's just amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this video. And apparently there's a little bell down at the bottom somewhere that if you press the bell, it rings every time I make a video. That's pretty cool, right? All right, that's it then. And thank you for going to Bajerski YouTube channel too, where that is more about self-help and talks that I give about general life and how to help us move forward and feel better in life. There's also a video on there, on that channel, that helps you recognize negative energy. That's done 2 million views now. It's called the lemon video. And then from there, there's how to clear negative energy and so on. So it's a pretty good channel. People are really enjoying that channel. And everything that I share on there is how I've worked over these 16 years. So have a great day, guys. And thank you once again for going to my home, which is markbajerski.com, and buying your authentic, genuine crystals that I've worked with by hand. I hope you will love their energy and memory as much as I loved working with them and putting that memory into them for you. Have a great day, guys. Take care.